Welcome to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I am Stacey Earlywine, and we are wrapping up the Thanksgiving season, I guess you could say.
I think that this is probably going to air on Black Friday, I think.
Probably, yeah. So, this will be the last time we get to see our pretty fall set here.
Yeah, we're getting ready to jump into Christmas.
We're going to hear those sleigh bells ringing and ting, ting, tingling too. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome.
And Beth is so excited.
I'm pumped because you all know I love Christmas. So
yeah. Let's real talk. What's wrong with all the squirrels in town?
The squirrels? Well, first of all, all of the squirrels that live in the woods, they all moved to town.
I think they did.
And they live in the city limits of Flora with their friends, the raccoons, the possums, and the groundhogs.
What is happening? I mean, every time I've gone anywhere, it's like just squirrel.
They're
everywhere.
The woodland creatures are no longer woodland. They relocated. Now they're town.
I think it's
animals.
because people are cutting down too many tree lines.
Yeah, I think that's
got to be it.
That's part of it. An easier food source probably in the.
I'm telling you what, I'm driving. Okay, so Jim and I years ago were driving. Squirrel ran out, and I'm like, ah!
You swerved over.
Yeah. So Jim was like, what do you do? Never swerve for an animal. Don't swerve for an animal. So now when I see a squirrel, I'm like, no.
That's what I said. Don't do it.
I'm driving like, I don't want to hit you. I don't want to hit you.
Nothing's worse than a rabbit, though. Rabbits are suicidal because they don't just dart in front of you and keep going. They dart in front of you and they're like, wait, actually, I'm going to turn around and go back the other way, and then whammo right into your car tire.
I don't know. When I was driving to the studio today, I'm like, these squirrels, they just.
Yeah.
I bet I had 20 of them run out in front of me. And there was a ginormous dead possum in my ditch the other day.
That's
and
nice.
Somebody was talking to Jim, was like, yeah, you might. I think they're, and Jim, Jim, I think Devin Daniels was with him. They're like, is it dead or is it playing
possum? Because you really don't know. You might have to poke it with a stick.
Yeah, it was really dead, but Jim said it was ginormous.
Yeah. Well, I ran into a man from Chicago the other day while I was in Effingham at the quilt shop, the Wooden Spool. It's a great quilt shop. And this man was talking about how the next place, he was kind of on a little jog through South Central Illinois. He was going to spend the night in Olney. And he was excited. He said, I've been to Olney one other time, and I have never seen a white squirrel. He said, I spent an entire day there, could not find a white squirrel. I said, well, you do know that all the white squirrels moved to Flora.
Yeah.
Flora, and the Olney people would fight me over this, but I'm telling you, I believe that Flora has more white squirrels than Olney.
I think so, too.
Olney holds the title. But I think we should challenge Olney for the title.
We may have to.
And
that's
do a squirrel
words
count.
Because there are people in Olney that think somebody from Florida stole the white squirrel.
Yeah, they do. And
they're kind of scrappy. I think they'd be hard to catch.
Back when I was in college, I don't know though. Back when I was in college, like we had a class, the anatomy class with Dr. Stencil was his. Some of you may know this man. Every year he was in charge of the squirrel count in Olney. Okay, so it was a whole weekend, and he had all these college students, and all of us were assigned a neighborhood. A section, and you had to get up all at the same time. You couldn't do it on different days. Everybody had to start at like 6 or 7 a.m. This was for extra credit, so you better believe I was there because his class was super hard. And you would go and you would start walking in that neighborhood, and you would have to keep a tally of how many gray squirrels you saw, how many fox squirrels you saw. Those are the ones that are a little bit redder, have a little bit of a red tail. Those are the fox squirrels. So you have the gray squirrel, the fox squirrel, and the white squirrel. And then you also had to count how many predators to squirrels you saw, which would mainly be cats. And then you had to keep track of all of that and then turn it in. And that's how they keep track of their squirrel population in Olney.
How do you know which is, what if they go this, like one?
Yeah. It's close. I don't know. Dr. Stencil, I believe, has passed away. I'm not positive on that, but he was pretty old then, and that was probably close to 40 years ago, or not 40 years, 25 years ago, probably at least.
Squirrels.
Yeah. So I'm curious over the past 25 years what the squirrel count in Olney is and whether the white squirrel population has went down. I'm going to bet that it has, and I'm going to bet that the Flora white squirrel population has increased.
We have them. I live in the south end of town. We have them all over the south end of town.
Oh, yeah. They're all over in our neighborhood, too. So anyway, I encouraged this man from Chicago to come to Flora instead of Olney.
Well,
he didn't.
It's not like the squirrels understand city limits.
Well, right.
I mean-
But, the thing I was going to say about Dr. Stencil is that he did believe that somebody somehow, whether on purpose or possibly accident in the vehicle or something, transported some white ones to Flora simply because there are no white squirrels in Noble and there are no white squirrels in Clay City.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which are the two small towns separating Olney and Flora. So if the squirrels were to simply just migrate, they didn't stop at Noble or Clay City and have any babies or anything. They just kept
They
going.
think the grass is greener in Flora because, a lot of,
Anyway.
I'm not going to, yeah.
So
I don't know. I just think they've
it's
lost their
interesting.
minds.
Yeah.
For some reason, they're just running. They're all over the place.
Well, they're busy. I mean, they got nuts to hide.
I guess they got
time
nuts to store up.
Squirrel away their winter food.
Yeah, I just was driving here today. I'm like, my gosh. I felt like I was losing my mind because, like, I have a little, attention deficit anyway. I could be one thing and then people be like, squirrel. It's like, but seriously, today it was squirrel.
And what's up with all the groundhogs? So, like, when I was a kid,
I don't even know if I've ever seen a groundhog.
Well, I saw one on Fair Avenue when I left your house a few weeks ago.
Get out.
No, catty corner across the street from you was a groundhog. So I, when I was a kid, I saw a groundhog one time, and it was a total treat, and it was out in the woods. And it was like, oh my gosh, a groundhog! I've heard of those. I've never seen one. Nowadays, it's like, yep, they're groundhog. Yep, West 7th groundhog. Whoop, Fair Avenue groundhog. Whoop. I mean, they're all over the place. They're destructive.
Yeah.
They will cause serious problems to under your house and things like that. So
I'll tell you what, you'll break an ankle too because they'll divvy out.
They'll make holes.
My sister Diane, she lives out in the country, and you've got to be careful walking around Diane's yard. You'll fall in a sinkhole.
Oh gosh.
So that's a groundhog.
Well, yeah, or it could be a
mole or something.
Maybe, but yeah, groundhogs definitely. Now, I happen to know somebody that enjoys to take care of the groundhog population, so Diane can always let me know. It is not myself, I'll tell you that.
It is not you.
No, but anyway.
Yeah, but we've got our first mouse in the house this year.
It's that time of year.
Yeah, we did the mouse thing, and so I have an exchange student in my house, and I was upstairs taking a shower, and I hear this screaming after I get out of the shower, and she's got to go downstairs, and she's standing on the ottoman. She's like, there's a mouse. I'm like, okay. Have you not seen Ratatouille? It'll be okay. It's not going to eat you.
No. Nope.
Oh, she about lost her mind, but we did catch it. Poor little. And I'm torn. I mean, I'm torn. I don't want him in my house. Stay out of my house.
But you don't want to kill him?
Well, I hate it when because, I don't know. It makes me sad.
It kind of makes me sad too, but
it
then
does
I just
make me a little sad. But I want them. I don't want them in my house.
Yeah, if they could only understand that.
Yeah,
or if they could live in with you like they do in the movie Cinderella, where they have little hole and they had little clothes on, that'd be okay.
Let's think about that for just a minute.
Yeah, I saw a mouse the other day in Effingham, right outside of the Royal School of Cosmetology.
Really?
Yeah, we stopped there to talk to Miss Molly Lewis, who recently graduated, and we were there, and there was a mouse just bebopping around all around the exit door to that building. I think it wanted in. But I'm like, oh, it's so cute.
I know. You can't stop. You just can't stop looking at them, and they're so cute. They remind you of little hamsters. My grandson Jack and I have been watching this. We found this YouTube video, and these people have built these really neat mazes that look like houses, and they've got these little hamsters, and man, they just make their way. Jack and I are obsessed with that show. We love watching the hamsters, and they go through little tunnels. They open little doors.
Well, if he's ever interested in adopting a guinea pig.
Yeah, my daughter-in-law would have my head.
I'd like to get rid of one.
Oh, Paige, Jack needs a hamster. Well, it'll stay at your house. Yeah, no, Paige would have my head. Okay, so let's talk about our ad.
Okay.
This is a Whitman's chocolate ad.
Man, I love Whitman's chocolates.
Look at this.
That's so cute.
I love this. Heels. Is the 40s, right?
Yes.
So
he just got home
military
from the
man,
war, and he's like, "I'm going to give you some chocolate." And she's like, "Thank you.
Thank you. I really loved. I don't know. When I came across this ad, I just thought this was the nicest little ad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whitman's chocolates. What does it say? I can't. It's a little blurry.
It's a little blurry. A woman
never forgets the
man. What's that say? What does Ty? Can you read that better? We're old. A woman never forgets the man. Whatever. And it's blurry on my thing, too.
Yeah, the whole thing's a little bit blurry, but
I need to learn how to do this not blurry stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah, you do.
What? I'm going to say, what?
Last part, who remembers?
Who remembers?
Oh,
A woman never forgets the man who remembers.
And, amen, sister.
Yes.
Yes.
I love her outfit. That's
I
so
do, too.
cute.
Those shoes are adorable. Her hair, a woman never forgets a man who remembers. I don't know. I just thought it
let's
was
talk
gorgeous.
about Whitman sampler. We've all had a Whitman sampler.
I wish I had one right now.
I do too. I'm also partial to Russell Stover's.
I love the mint meltaways.
Is that
who does the mint meltaways?
That's Fannie Mae.
Yum.
Fannie Mae chocolates. That's
Yes.
good too. Okay, but let's just say you were handed a Whitman sampler box and you open it. What's going to be your first pick?
I'm going to try to put my finger in every single one until I find the one with the caramel.
What?
What?
The caramels are the ones I don't eat.
Those are the ones I eat.
Okay.
As long as I don't bite it, it's like orange or...
Oh, yeah. Those are the ones I like, the creams. So the strawberry cream is my number one pick. That would be what I go to, strawberry cream.
No, those boxes make me a little nervous.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
But they do make me a little nervous because I'm a weird... when I eat, you've eaten with me before. I'm a weird eater. I get the same... How many times do I venture off?
Never.
No, never. Mm-hmm. I eat the same things over and over. I like what I like. And those chocolates are weird. So I am the one, like, if you come to my house and the chocolates are there, there's like a...
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. I like to buy the Russell Stover's box that's called just the creams. I think it's a blue box, but every one in it is one that I will eat. So then
Really?
it doesn't
See, I don't
matter.
like the creams. I like the hard caramels and I like chewy stuff. And yeah. I don't know. I like chocolates, period.
Yeah, me too.
But my favorite's those mint meltaways.
Right. I don't do
So
mint.
good.
I don't do mint, but I do love Fannie Mae chocolate.
Yeah. And the turtles.
Yeah.
Aren't we supposed to be trying to cut?
Yeah, where I'm after Christmas, I'm going back to my no sugar diet. But for right now, talking about Christmas candy, like that's coming out, like those marshmallow Santas, those things are good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love those.
Mm-hmm. And they have strawberry cream ones too.
See, I like those with the darn it, I'm getting hungry now with the marshmallow. Mm-hmm. Yummy.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Reese's just takes everything too far. They've got their Reese's cups because I don't like peanut butter unless it's peanut butter and jelly or Reese's cups. I know I'm weird.
Yeah.
But now that I'm starving.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're supposed to be good, but we're not going to be good right now.
No, I'm going to wait until after the holidays, and then I'm going to be good.
We got a month.
Yeah.
Let's take a commercial break.
We'll be back.
Right back with whatever show we're doing today. I don't know. We're thinking about food.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Doors, paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh yeah, give me all your guns too.
John Lucas,
What?
you better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. These buildings in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and we've got a couple of interesting stories today. We're going to focus on Louisville. We're going to talk about the courthouses. Courthouses got an interesting history on them. And then
the State Bank building.
Yeah, which is people are talking about right now.
It's got a great history. So we're going to go over both of those Louisville buildings. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to?
I usually...
Okay, jump in there.
You usually let me take off, don't you?
Yep, take off.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the beginning of the Clay County Courthouse. So the Clay County was formed in 1824 by John Macaulay. So we know that he came into town.
We talked about him on another episode.
We did.
If you want to hear more about him settling down by the river in his van,
John Macaulay and his van
and down by Clay City, down by the river with his slaves, actually.
Exactly.
Anyway, go ahead.
So he said, so of course, you come into a settlement and you have to start. Rules and things have to apply. So the first county seat was actually established in 1825. Daniel May also came into Clay County, and he donated the land, and the very first courthouse was a little wooden building, and the county seat was named Maysville after Daniel May. So Maysville is over there, Clay City. It doesn't really exist anymore. Now it's just Clay City, but if you're traveling, which way am I going, Beth? East on Route 50. If you turn left to go to Clay City, if you turn right, which is south, and go that way, that area right there where my family is from, it was actually called Maysville. So we've got our little courthouse established. Illinois state legislator ordered a meeting of the county commissioners to discuss moving the county seat to Louisville. Now, I don't know why. I really didn't dive into too much. There's probably somebody that's a lot more educated than I am that could tell me why Illinois wanted it moved so bad. I really couldn't find anything about it. I'm hoping John Baylor's got some information for me. He's the one that gave me the pictures that I'm going to put up here shortly. So anyway, after lots of legal difficulties, the courthouse opened in Louisville in 1846. So it was in Maysville for quite some time, and then it was in 1846. Now, where they actually, what building that was out at, I could not find. The only two structures I could find were the ones that I'm going to show here shortly. So now there was lots of difficulties, and Illinois stepped in and said, we want the courthouse moved to Louisville. So they did. Okay. So at this point, we've had two locations in Clay County. Okay. Well, after there, so actually wherever building this was in, that was in 46. It wasn't until 1870 when the actual third courthouse, the building was built. Okay. It was, and I really love this one. I don't know why they tore it down. It was a 2-story Italianate building. And my notes say that it replaced the 1846 building, so I just don't know what the 1846 building. But in the 1870s, this is the building that they had built for the courthouse, which I think is absolutely stunning.
Let's see a picture of that one.
Ty, you want to show that, please, son?
Woohoo!
I even love like the little fence. Look at the fence around it. Now this is not a high ground, because we know that where the courthouse is built now is higher ground. So I'm not exactly sure where this building's at or what happened to it.
Well, you can see the road is lower.
Yeah. I wonder if it was down a little bit farther back. Of course, I don't know.
Okay, so the whole high ground thing ours is built on now, I don't believe that hill was there before the courthouse. I think they made it high ground when they built it.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe. But what's wrong with this building? It's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know.
So maybe that's where it's at now is, I don't know, what's the old courthouse, Louisville. This picture comes from John Baylor. He takes beautiful pictures. I love the trees. I love the fencing around it. Of course, we're talking 1870, so there's no roads, so that's a dirt road. But I love that building. I think that's a neat one.
I do too. Look at that, how big them windows are on the top floor.
Yeah. Still a 2-story. I love walking into our courthouse. But once again, when you love history, you're going to love all that.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, keep going.
Keep going. Okay. Now this it kind of gets. Whoa. Ty, are you trying to tell us something? No. Throughout the 19th century, so that's that we're in because it's 1870s, the citizens of Flora tried to get the seat moved to Flora. So over decades, Flora and Louisville were always in a battle over the county seat.
Right. Louisville, they just hung on to it.
They
didn't
did. Louisville won two relocation votes in 1861.
Well,
So
if they already had a building, it would be a waste of
Yeah.
the taxpayers' money
Yeah.
to build a new building in Louisville or in Flora.
yeah, so they kept the seat. I really wish I kind of knew why would the state of Illinois care where our county seat was at?
There's a story there, and it's probably political.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Maybe Maysville already kind of becoming a thing of the past because of the railroad.
maybe
Or-
that's what it was. Maybe because once Clay City. Yeah, because it's so funny. We talk about Clay City and Maysville all the time. It's literally across the highway. It's less than a mile away, the railroad, and that railroad coming through. But I'm thinking, because the railroad doesn't go through Louisville either.
But there used to be one that did.
There
The north and south route, the one that went north and south through Flora, it eventually went north through Louisville.
Oh, did it? Okay, yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. I just can't. When I think of the railroad, my mind's just on the east and west bound. I still. It's
No,
hard-
that one
yeah, the
track that
north.
used to go right there by Huck's and go up
Yeah,
north.
it did go up there. I remember getting stopped. Do you ever remember getting stopped by trains right there at Huck's?
Mm-hmm.
On Main Street? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think across from the high school, back behind the animal shelter and Bill Bailey's house, there's that trail. I think that is the old tracks, like where the tracks
Really?
were.
Cool.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think. And then it went by that grain elevator, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't research any of that. I mean, I could look into it.
We
but
could
I
look
haven't.
into it, but we're probably not going to.
Yeah.
We're moving on to Christmas after this. Okay, so the county planned to remodel this building, but then chose to build a new building. The current building that we have now was completed in 1913.
Wow. Before the depot even. So
yeah.
the building we have now. So that's not that one.
Not
so
this one.
Let's look.
Let's put a picture up of them building the new building. We're talking about the new building. So here we are
Wow.
erecting the new beautiful building that still stands today.
Uh-huh.
This is an interesting thought. The Louisville newspaper, the Southern Illinois Record, showed some editorial skepticism as to the need of a new building. But by completion was on board with the building.
Well, at that point, what else do you do but support it? But I
Right.
could imagine being a little skeptic. Like,
Oh, I
hey,
would have been totally
this is
mad.
paid for by the taxpayers. This
Yeah.
is a perfectly fine building that's very sturdy. It looked to be. I mean, brick buildings back then were. Why are we doing a brand new one? Just
Oh, I would have said the same
probably
thing.
because Marion County or somebody else had a brand new white stone one. You know.
Well, it's
You gotta-
funny you mentioned that because the builder, the architect, is the same architect that did some of these.
Marion County.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, if you drive through Salem and you look at their courthouse, there are similarities between both, and the letters. The Marion County one has some
Yeah.
numbers, like the Greek style font.
Well,
on
the
the front.
architect was Joseph W. Boyer from Urbana. He designed Champaign County, Douglas County, Marion County, and Piatt County courthouses.
I'm not a real big fan.
Yeah.
I don't really love that architecture like I
No.
did the prior one.
No, I'd rather go with
And
the
I
Italian.
really can't stand the font that they use on the front.
Well,
Where
the thing about it
the
is
U's look like V's. I'm
Yeah.
just not a
See, I don't
fan.
like that either.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you probably the political stance. Heck, this Joseph guy probably knew somebody was like, I need some cash. Let's get rid of just typical politics.
Yeah, I'm going around building all new, state of the art, brand new facilities for every county, and you need one. And
And yeah, there you go.
okay, yeah, we do.
Yeah,
want it
we
to-
need that,
We want it
which-
to look great.
Yeah. The new courthouse was described as one of the finest buildings in southern Illinois. It was added to the National Registry of Historic Places on May 18th, 2015. Okay, we're going to keep moving
Okay.
on.
I didn't realize they were on the registry.
I didn't either.
Okay.
Till right then. Okay, now Ty, let's go to the pictures where we're finished. There we go.
That's a pretty one.
It is. That's a pretty picture.
I like how you can't really see that car in front, but you can tell the parking is at an angle at that time instead of parallel right there.
Yeah. Well, and this building's a lot bigger. It's a lot bigger than the other building. Yeah. It's a classic revival style. It's on the highest mound in Louisville. A 2-story structure. A square main block, slightly shorter wings on the east and west sides. So you got that main the big area there. Then you've got the wings off to the east and west. The main entrance on the north. The main entrances were on the north and south side. The original entrance, though, however, was on the south side. And if you look, and that's the entrance that we take now, but. On the south side, I remember whenever you would come into the south side of the building, and it's a little bit more ornate. Why they changed that entrance, I don't know.
And they've changed the steps too.
Yeah, those aren't the same steps.
No, the steps now are not all the way across that main part of the building.
Yeah, both entrances are topped by transom and segmental arches. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back and talk a little bit about. Of course, we've all pretty much probably been on the inside of the courthouse, whether it be you pay your taxes or you're going to jail.
We have viewers. We have viewers that don't live here, so maybe not everybody.
Oh, we'll take a quick break and come right back.
If you're looking for a loan for your brand new home, call Clay County State Bank. If you want to transfer money so your future will look sunny, call Clay County State Bank.
We got checking and savings and bill pay too.
An online bank, you just ask our crew. For all your banking needs, we think you will agree.
Clay County State Bank is the place you need to be.
Clay County State Bank.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It's the weekend and your symptoms are worsening. The morning of a big meeting and you have a bigger sore throat. Ever experienced that urgency after picking up your sick child and your community health center has already closed? You will be able to connect to a provider at crhpc.org. Even if you have never been to CRHPC, you are welcome to utilize our services. Feel better after scheduling a video visit with CRHPC.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans that the future holds for you, you can be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to your mutual agent today.
Your local agent is on the square. Louisville, Clay County Farmers Mutual Insurance.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and we are talking about the courthouse here in Louisville. Talking about how when the building, it's actually the fourth, actually maybe the fourth building that would have been born.
Been born.
This is the courthouse, and we, like I said a little bit ago, it was built in, when did I say, Beth? Excuse me.
What did you say, 1913?
1913, yes. This building that we all enjoy today was built in 1913 and is actually on the Registry of Historic Places on May 18th, 2015. Okay, so we are talking about the entrances are topped by transom and segmental arches. Okay, a balustrade encircles the roof's edge and is punctuated by a pediment with a cortouche above the south entrance.
Okay, well, we can't see that
I
in the
have
picture.
no idea what I just said.
But I guess a bull straight or whatever you said is basically like what I call like a widow's walk kind of thing. Like there's a big thing at the top where you can. I don't know that they do anything up there.
Can you get on that top of that roof? I mean, I wonder what's up there.
I don't know, but that'd be a really cool place to watch the parade, the Louisville Fall Harvest Festival parade.
It would.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they can't let anyone up there for safety and insurance reasons. But
I mean, I just had a really weird thought. You're going to think this is the craziest thing, but wasn't there a while back? Did somebody threaten to commit suicide and jump off our courthouse? Am I losing my mind, or was that a school?
I think it was the Flora Junior High.
Oh, wait. Well, you're not.
I'm not sure.
It's not a.
Let's not talk about that. Okay. I don't know any details, and
I was just thinking. I don't know. My warped mind just went to seeing somebody's. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Never mind, Stacey.
Never mind. Okay, keep going.
Interior decor is Doric columns, fretwork floor tiles, Roman style grills, and architectural trim. I don't know. The inside of the courthouse, I think, is pretty. Mm-hmm. I love the big marble stone. Mm-hmm. But I have no idea what I do. I'm not an architect. Here's my thing about my love of homes. I love my homes. Don't ask me what kind they are.
Oh, really? I like architecture. I like to study historic architecture. But am I an expert? No. Do I always know what I'm talking about? Again, no.
No.
But I do enjoy it. I like it.
Yeah. No, I don't know my architect. Mm-hmm. So did any of those words that I just said, well, first of all, did I say them correctly?
I have no idea. Sounded good to me. We're just going to go with it.
Yeah, but that's our beauty. Oh, and there's one last picture that I found. John Baylor sent me. Thank you, John. We love you. You're so good to us, sending us pictures all the time. I really want the one with all the people standing out front. I would love to know what's going on here today.
Yeah.
What do you think this is?
The Louisville Fall Harvest Festival Parade.
Look at their dresses.
Know.
Okay.
Everybody's in town.
I think I'm in my warped mind. Mm-hmm. This is the trial of Elsie Bible.
Well, the time period.
And they're waiting to hear.
What year was she?
At the early 1900s.
Oh.
Yeah, this would be.
It would be.
Right?
Or maybe this is the grand opening of the courthouse.
I don't know. John, if you know anything about this picture, shoot me a message later. But yeah, see, to me, they're in there and Elsie Bible's on trial and they're waiting to hear whether she's guilty or innocent.
That's a great story.
I think that's my story. Or it could be the parade, or it could be the opening.
Parade. I'm not sure the parade was going on back then.
Because they're sarcastic. Like looking. It's almost like they're waiting to hear something, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
The last time there was this many people on there, we were waiting for J.B. Pritzker to come to town.
Yeah.
Not in a good way.
I don't know. I do know that there is a picture. I'm not sure that I sent it with my story about Louisville, but there is a lot of people in the street, and they were there for a sale, I believe, at one of the general stores. You know, people used to crowd around for sales, but this is not the same picture. And these people obviously look like they're not out of business. They're in the courthouse yard. So
they're in the courthouse yard. They're waiting to hear something.
I don't know. They got the little boys standing around their cute little suspenders and the girls in their pretty white dresses.
Am I just old? But I feel like that's a steeper hill. Or am I just getting old? Because look where they're at. They're standing on the. There's people standing on the road, and then they're just that one little hit. You know what I mean?
That's how it is on the north side. That's the same as, that's how it is now on the north side.
It? Mm-hmm. I just feel like it's higher up, but I'm just losing it.
Maybe you're getting shorter.
Yeah, I'm getting shorter. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Wish we knew more about that picture.
I don't know. Yeah, I bet John has some interesting facts. But that's my research on the courthouse. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
And I just, like I said, everything, like you said, everything's political. Mm-hmm. So, and then Flora wanted it. I'm glad, to be perfectly honest, I'm just going to say here, I'm glad Flora doesn't have the county seat.
Right, I'm glad Louisville has it. That's good for Louisville.
Yeah,
Their square is adorable. Where would we have put it at anyway?
Yeah, no, I love a courthouse on a square.
I know, and they still have the brick streets in Louisville. So for those of you that don't live in Clay County, like if you were to travel all the way, it's a one-way square. You have to go one way around it, and the streets are brick, and it's very charming downtown.
Yeah,
very charming.
I want all of my count. I don't want just Flora. I want the entire county to thrive.
Exactly.
And I want the county to, and I think the county works, I would like to see us all work together to make our county spectacular.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Not just, hey, let's bring tourism to Flora.
No, let's
bring
it
it
to
to
Clay
Clay
County.
County.
And we need to start with Sailor Springs Campground.
That's Stacey's little pet project she wants to see happen. But I also want to see Louisville succeed and businesses to come there. People
Absolutely.
to shop small again. And,
you
know, like.
I bet there's a lot of shopping small this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I don't know. Everything's kind of crazy. I'm cutting way back.
Mm-hmm.
This year for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cutting way back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm going to do a lot of shop small. Yeah, we got a lot of cute stores and
Mm-hmm.
things are popping up. And
yep.
I went to Eagle Station yesterday and I got a bunch of stuff. We're stocking.
Oh, she's a great little shop.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm going to talk about the State Bank building.
Good, because I know
Louisville.
nothing about this building.
Yes, so the address of this is 190 South Church Street in Louisville. This is a building that I have driven by multiple times. I mean, I went to high school at Louisville. I never paid a lot of attention to the one on the corner. So this is a brick building that's like on the corner of the square. And to be honest, it was empty during a lot of the time that I was living in the area.
So is it like... Okay.
We have an exterior picture. Let's show that picture,
let's
please.
Show the picture so I can get a...
This is
I love the
State
clock.
Bank building. Yes, right there by the clock. So this is across from the old Wabash Communications building. It's at the corner of Chestnut and South Church.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this building has a really cool history. And that's what I'm going to talk about. So we're going to go all the way back to 1905. So this was actually built before that brick courthouse that you showed, the new courthouse was in 1913.
Yes.
So this was before the big courthouse was there. This one was built, and it started with a group of men, and they met to discuss the prospect of organizing a new bank. Louisville needed a bank, and they were going to be the men to make it happen. Mm-hmm. So they, within a matter of weeks, they found investors, they sold some stock, and they started this bank, and they decided to name it Clay County State Bank. Okay, so we still have a Clay County State Bank in Louisville. It's not in this building, but this was the Clay County State Bank. So the building committee they formed, and they were instructed and authorized to build a 2-story brick building, which is what this is. So the committee purchased the piece of property known as Munich Corner. So apparently this little corner of the square was called Munich, like the city in Switzerland, Munich.
Germany,
is that where it is?
Munich. Yeah, Munich.
Okay, so Munich Corner for $1,000 they paid for the land. Okay, the corner lot at the crossing of Church and Broadway Streets was an investment for the right in the center of the growing heart of Louisville. So work began immediately, and in February of 1906, the board of directors were able to take charge of the newly constructed building. So they started in 1905. They finished in early 1906, February. So they made the first story into a bank. Okay. But then the second story was divided into 3 different office suites, and each office suite had 2 rooms.
Oh, okay.
And those were rented out for a cost of, drum roll please, $8 a month.
Woohoo!
$8 a month, and that included your utilities, heating, lighting, and water privileges. So that's pretty cool. So they actually had other offices up there that people were renting. So this was a little hubbub of the, this is where all the people were coming and going from for their banking and whatever was upstairs. So let's skip ahead to...
Let me ask a real quick, do you have is there a story with the clock on the corner? Because it's the only,
No, I don't think that's original.
Okay. I was just wondering, because I don't remember seeing that. That's the only one in Louisville, isn't it? It's not like they're on every corner, right? That clock. That's cool.
Okay.
That'd be cool to have on every corner. Okay, continue.
Okay. Decades later, in 1933, the Clay County State Bank merged with another bank that was on the other side of the square, and it was called Farmers and Merchants State Bank. Okay. So they actually left this building, and they moved north onto another building ahead to merge with this Farmers and Merchants State Bank. And then this building that we're talking about today sat there empty for 5 years until March of 1937.
Ooh.
And then it was purchased by John and May Kincaid.
Ooh.
And I'm not.
Was it a speakeasy?
No, I don't think
darn.
so.
Okay.
And then again, it changed hands in 1945 when Mr. and Mrs. Kincaid sold it to the Clay County Farm Bureau. So the Farm Bureau was there for a bit. But what it's probably many Louisville people will remember it for as the office of Dr. Morris H. Parker. He was the doctor in town.
Yeah.
So Louisville had a doctor, Dr. Parker. That was his office. And he first operated his practice from some of the rented rooms on the second floor for $8 a month or whatever. It probably went up by then. But then he purchased the building and expanded the main space downstairs in August of 1963. So most people that are from Louisville will probably, and have lived there for a while, will remember Dr. Parker's office. And he was there until he retired in 1982. And that was when he was friends with John Zink. John Zink was a local Louisville businessman. He recently passed away in March of 2023. But Dr. Parker asked John Zink to take on the historic property because they realized, hey, this building has a lot of history.
Nice.
This building is a really cool building, and we don't want it to just fall apart.
So it's been in the Zink family for
since '82.
Since '82.
So John started renovating the upstairs rooms, and he made them into 2 residential apartments. And that is still, to this day, what is upstairs are 2 apartments.
Oh, awesome.
One they use for storage, which I'm going to get into in a minute. But the other one has a renter that lives there.
Beth, let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back and finish talking about this beautiful building.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Do you bowl like this? That's great. Do you bowl like this? That's great too. That's because whether you're a pro or you just want to have a lot of fun, at Pegel's Silver Dollar Lanes, we have a lane for you. We have galaxy bowling, gaming for kids and adults, Joe's Pizza, a full bar, darts, pool, and fresh and clean bowling shoes. Boy, does that smell nice. So come on down to Pegel Silver Dollar Lanes in Effingham, where we have a lane for you.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
The insurance specialists have options to tailor to your needs at CSI Insurance Brokers. Experienced insurance brokers at CSI are skilled with all types of insurance plans and policies and represent many companies, including Safeco Insurance. You'll benefit from their detailed expertise, unbeatable premiums, and commitment to customer service. CSI Insurance Brokers and Safeco Insurance Company, providing affordable rates on quality insurance since 1952.
For over 50 years, at your locally owned and operated Royal King Supply in Salem and Olney, we've helped you and your neighbors enjoy an easy country lifestyle. We carry the most thorough sporting goods department around with a huge variety of hunting and fishing gear, camping equipment, and a variety of firearms for any need. Our team is here to help you find whatever you need. Open every day, it's Royal King in Salem and Olney, your locally owned farm and home store.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. Today we're talking about historic buildings in Louisville, Illinois. Quick word to the people watching that aren't from here. Louisville looks like it is spelled Louisville, but it is not. I assure you, it is said Louisville. So just because they say it differently in Kentucky, doesn't mean we have to say it like that here.
Yeah, we're Louisville.
Okay, so we're talking about the State Bank building right now. And this building has recently went through some major changes. So I was kind of talking about how John Zink took over the building and put some apartments upstairs. But then the next phase was they started redoing the main floor. And his son Josh Zink has the last 2 years spent renovating the bottom floor, which was very much like a doctor's office still in the bottom. And it had been sitting empty for a number of years. It was in disrepair. And Josh has taken it and made it into a gorgeous Airbnb, an event center. So you can rent this out for all kinds of different events, birthday parties,
baby showers,
even small weddings.
Oh, really? Oh, that'd be pretty.
And they use the upstairs storage area to move around the furniture. So if you're using it for an event, the furniture that's in it goes upstairs, and there's tables and chairs in the storage that can come down. Cool. So they do a big swap-a-roo, but there's also it's a beautiful area just to stay if you're in town for a funeral or you have family coming in for the holidays, but you don't really have a guest room for them. They can stay there.
Yeah.
And you can find out how to rent it on Airbnb.com and just search under Louisville, Illinois, and you'll find it. But let's go through some of these pictures of the progress that Josh has made here. So let's look at this one. This is a before picture, and this is in the midst of all of the work, and you can see. Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. So this door that you're seeing there on the left side of your screen is a original door. And the doors all have beautiful glass in them that is all original. Now, you can see through that door, and then on the other side of that door is another door.
Right.
There's an entry foyer there.
Oh,
and I think I have a
nice.
picture of that somewhere that we'll get to in a little bit. But in that foyer is a staircase that comes down, and in between the foyer, you can choose to go on into this.
All right.
What was a bank before, and then a doctor's office and things through the years. You could choose to go on through there, or you could choose to go upstairs to the offices or apartments or whatever. It's apartments now, but it used to be offices. So when you first entered the building, you had a choice of where you're going. And then also check out that beautiful transom above the main entry door.
It's beautiful.
And it has this beautiful glass in it that you just pretty much have to see for yourself. But so this building had beautiful bones, beautiful windows. I mean, just check out those arched windows. And but you can see that the brick needed some work, and the floors were a mess. There was nasty old carpet over some of it. All that had to be pulled up, and a lot of brick work. So the entire outside of the building was tuck pointed, and then Josh also did the entire interior of tuck pointing of all these beautiful brick walls. So let's go to another before photo. I think I have, Ty. Yeah, so there was even, there is a basement under this building, and that hole in the floor went straight through into the basement. You could walk across it and see the floor. And I know Josh said they ended up laying, I think it was a door over the hole just for safety reasons. He said he was afraid his dad was going to, trip and fall through it. So, okay, let's see. What other pictures do I have here? Okay, let's go to some after pictures because this building is just, okay.
Oh, that's neat.
I love this photo because this is in that foyer entryway that I mentioned. So you walk in from the sidewalk and you see these tiles. These are original tiles when they built the building in 1906, and off to the right you can see the bottom step there of the staircase, and that's where you go upstairs to go to the apartments. But then to the left the door is open to go on into what is now the Airbnb, or what was formerly the bank. And then you can see inside the bank, look at those tiles.
That's interesting.
And so that border tile goes all around the entry, what would have been the entryway up to the bank teller's like little window type area. Not that it was really a window, but desk, like the high counter. And that whole little section there that would have been the entryway was tiled. But the rest of the building, like where the teller stood behind the little wall and stuff, is all beautiful hardwood. So the only part that they tiled was the part that you would see as you were walking into this big fancy bank. And then anything else that was an office or a utilitarian where someone worked was wood.
I'm assuming this is there. Did they leave all this?
It's all there. That's there. These and it is all original. Yes. So let's go to the next picture.
That. That's
okay.
Wait a minute. What am I looking at?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you. This is in the back bedroom. This is the bedroom that you can stay in if you're renting it as an Airbnb. And I took this photo. I think I took this one, or I might have swiped it off their Facebook, because of these doors. These doors are so beautiful, and the transom windows are almost as big as the door windows. And, you know, people, they would open these for air circulation. And the door on the right goes into a beautiful updated bathroom that Josh put in, and then the door to the left goes out to the back of the property and out.
Oh, okay.
Out
So this is on the back side of that.
It's on the back side of the building. So a basement back in there. What I don't know if I have another picture of that room, but off to the left, like you can see the greenery.
Yeah, what's
There's
that?
actually a fireplace there. So this bank had a fireplace because this room was the president's office.
Wow.
So there was no other fireplaces in the building except in the president's office. And you can see the beautiful hardwood floors there that are original. So you would walk. This was in the very back of the building. So you would walk into the president's office, and it would be this warm place with the fireplace and the, you know, it was very, you can just imagine it was like super classy. Okay, let's see what other photos we have. Okay, so this is the front of the building, and you will see those same two windows I showed you in the before picture, and now you can see that it is made into this very comfortable area. It's got the beautiful hardwood floors in that area. The beams of the ceiling are open. The ceiling's no longer, I think in that before picture, the ceiling was kind of, there we go.
There you go.
The ceiling, there was a false ceiling in there, and it was kind of falling apart. Okay, so yes, so here we are. That is what it looks like today, and it's just so warm and inviting. And the framed pictures on the walls that you can't really see that well are all pictures of Louisville's history. You would love it, Stacey.
I would.
He has
love
an
that.
entire wall about the courthouse. He has a wall with the pictures of this building and old pictures of Louisville, and it's just
I would
so
love that.
inviting. Okay, let's go to the next one. I think I have several. This is the kitchen that they put in, and then this is just, okay, so in the very bottom right corner of this picture, you can see that tile work that I talked about.
Yeah.
Okay, so that line between the tile work and the wood floor is where the high desk was that the tellers would stand at. So you can see right there, the wood floors where the workers were, the tiled floors where the customers were. Okay, so they turned that area into a little kitchen for this Airbnb, and although it is a small workspace, it is so functional and just so classy looking. And what's really cool about it is that black archway there.
Yeah, what's going on
He
there?
did not even realize that was there. That was all just covered with, the arch was gone. It was just a wall, a false wall, and it was like, had ugly wallpaper on it. He didn't even know that was there until he started tearing it apart.
So
and
that
he
was
found
just part of
that
the
arch.
architecture of
Yes,
it,
that's
the design?
original architecture.
That's
Okay, so that doorway, that brick doorway that you can see is a very thick doorway. Like it's brick all the way through.
Is that where the vault was at?
That is the vault. And I have another picture of that. We'll get to that in a minute.
I want
but
to talk
that's
about
where he
that
went.
lamp. Is that lamp old or the
No,
light fixture?
the light
Okay.
fixtures are not original, but they are
pretty.
perfect
I
for the
love it.
setting. Yeah, he did a great job picking those out. Okay, let's go to the next picture. This is the
There
inside of
you
the
go.
vault. So you can see, looking out from the vault, you go right through that kitchen area, right out that front door into that foyer, okay? So you can see as people came in the door of the bank, they got to that tall counter, and then they could see directly behind the tall counter was the vault. And at some point, there was a big, heavy door on that vault, but it's gone. But he also did not know that the vault was made of brick. And when I say it is made of brick,
it is made
of brick. Even the ceilings, the vaulted ceilings.
I love it. That's
Do you think
cool.
the vault was named a vault because originally they had vaulted ceilings?
Probably. That
I don't
makes
know.
sense. I don't know, but I love it.
Okay, so this is, the whole way around it is super thick brick, like row after row of bricks. I can't even imagine. So, but when he took over the building, all of these brick walls were covered in concrete.
Holy cow.
So he noticed there was like a hole in the concrete at some point where he was trying to actually fix the concrete, and he saw that there was brick back there.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to remove the concrete. And little by little, he removed the concrete and found that this whole room was brick and gorgeous. absolutely gorgeous. So this
Well,
is
the fact
actually
that
a little wine room.
Yeah,
now.
just taking that. I mean, it's perfect because like it didn't even hurt the brick. Look at how pretty
No,
that is.
yeah, and well, they had it tuck pointed and fixed up a little bit, but this room is just gorgeous. And what you can't see in the room where the camera is a little seating area, and it's like a little wine tasting room. Like you could do whatever if you just want a quiet space, but you could even put somebody to put a little couch. There is a couch in there. Someone could sleep in there if they had to. I think.
Oh yeah, you could.
Anyway,
I'd sleep in the wine room.
Yeah, you'd probably sleep.
I'd sleep
really
real well
good. Sleeping good in the wine room. All right, let's keep going, Ty. What else do I have here?
We're running out of time. We need to get through these.
Okay, is that it? Okay. So anyway, this Airbnb is beautiful, and let me see what else I missed out of the.
Yeah, don't miss anything. We got a few more minutes left.
Yeah. So I think I covered it. I covered the floor and the entryway and everything, and. Anyway, they're just calling it the jewel on the square, and I think that.
Oh, I love that.
I think that is a great way to describe it. It is a hidden jewel. I didn't know it was there.
I did know. Kudos.
And so, kudos to Josh Think and his crew.
What a blessing to take that building over in the 80s.
Yeah,
And now here we are 40 years later. And
so
that's awesome.
If you're interested in renting it out, like I said, it's on the Airbnb.com website. You
it
can
would
find
be
it.
Perfect. I mean, that'd be a perfect little bridal shower.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I was thinking quilt retreat center. I'm serious because it has a great big huge kitchen table in there. I'm thinking a few of my friends could show up with our sewing machines, rent it for the weekend, and have a great time.
You could.
I really could. She's looking at me like I'm crazy, but that would be super fun. And if you're a quilter, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
I bet the acoustics are good in there. I'll take my kids in there and we'll just sing all the time.
Oh,
We'll sing while you quilt.
There we go. That would be perfect.
Win-win.
Serenade us.
All right.
Here's quote to live by.
Our quote to live by is by Helen Keller. Security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of the man as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Nailed it. Oh, Helen Keller did. Yeah. Security is mostly a superstition, which I like that first line because well, you could get into a lot of discussion about security and stuff. One day you
never really have it.
You never really have it. The only thing you're secure in, the blood of Jesus Christ.
That's right.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yes. So
Jesus
nothing in this
is
world.
The reason. Now, the only thing you're secure in is Jesus Christ, and that's just where I'm leaving it today.
Yeah, that's a good note to end
It
on.
is. It is. Jesus is always a good note to leave it on.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you for joining us. You can always find us on YouTube. Our channel is By the Way with Beth and Stacey. Always drop us a line at bytheway@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. We're also working on an upcoming show that you might be able to help with. We're looking for Christmas letters home. They can be from soldiers or they can be from somebody that's away, a family that couldn't come from the holidays. You don't have to actually give us your actual letter, but you could just send us a copy. We would love to read it on air when we talk about our Christmas. One of our Christmas shows is going to be Letters Home. And I think that pretty well wraps it up for today. So thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.
God bless you. Have a great day.